Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a quick CYPRX video breakdown, giving you all a market update of things that we've been discussing and talking about over the past 48 hours and what has happened in the past 24. This video breakdown is going to show you the importance of subscribing to a platform like ours that attempts to keep people in the loop and actually educate you all. Remember, we don't lie to individuals and tell you all that the market is going to just go in a straight upwards trajectory. We've told you guys in previous video breakdowns what to be paying attention for, and those things have now come into fruition. So if you enjoy these video breakdowns and these market updates, hopefully keeping you on the loop, and the people that are paying attention, hopefully keeping you all educated enough to make, obviously, of course, it's not financial advice, make your own financial decisions, but hopefully nobody's out here chasing the market and you're really understanding things to be paying attention to that could potentially drop the price of these digital assets, creating a risk on, risk off market mood. So we're going to jump into that in today's video breakdown. I'm also going to cover some dollar cost average positions that were presented to our private CYPRX community, giving you guys a little bit of a snapshot of what we were looking for in the market and the potential that could still play out given the strength of the US dollar that we've just recently seen. If the crypto market continues to decline, some dollar cost average positions on certain digital assets that we will be looking to implement capital into the market here at CYPRX, right? So if you guys don't follow us, make sure that you do on a video breakdown that I posted a day ago. You guys can see here, just in 45K Bitcoin crypto bull run. Go watch this video breakdown. It's very informative. And roughly at around starting 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I talk about this rate cut narrative and I talk about the strength of the dollar. But watch the entirety of the video breakdown. It's going to fill in pretty much everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. So what have we seen? I told you guys that we could be on the verge of a potential pullback in the digital asset space, not to FOMO in and not to start chasing tops in the market, right? Again, being transparent with you all. Hopefully those of you who have been following us here at CYPRX have been tapped in. I know that the CYPRX community is, but remember, there's influencers out there that have thumbnails that will tell you that the market is just going in an upwards trajectory forever. That's not the case. The market moves in waves, higher highs and higher lows, especially if we're in a bull market cycle. Higher lows in these pullbacks are healthy. Even if we do see a black swan event that completely crashes the market, remember, we're here at CYPRX just going to see that as a buying opportunity, okay? So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin falls as 540 million is liquidated from the crypto market in the past 4 hours. And a move that shocked the entire industry. I love how they opened that statement because here at CYPRX, we were expecting that. We were not chasing the market over the past 2 weeks. We were sitting on our hands. We were waiting for discounted prices. And I'm going to show you that evidence in the private CYPRX Discord, just so that way you can see what you will have access to if you do decide to join our private monthly Discord server that keeps our members ahead of the curve. So the entire market was shocked, right? Keep that in mind. Remember, majority of retail traders have no idea what they're doing in the market. They're just randomly implementing capital into this space, hoping for some overnight 100x return. That is illogical and the worst way to invest in this space. You will continuously get wrecked. You will continuously put thousands of dollars in this market and wonder why your portfolio is always in the red. In the short term, remember, as an investor, your goal should be to see an appreciation in your portfolio. I do not know anybody in their right mind that has a mature market approach that comes to this space and says, oh, I'm going to plug $1,000 into this market and I'm going to be okay if it turns into 500. Mentally, it's okay to embrace that mentality, but that should not be your goal. Your goal should be to turn that $1,000 into 1,100, 1,500, $2,000, not put this money into the market and I just don't care what happens, right? That is such an immature approach. Again, there's people out there that take that approach. I don't know why you're even investing, because the goal of investing is to make money, not lose it, right? Bitcoin's fall has led to more than $540 million being liquidated from the crypto market in the past 4 hours. Indeed, these assets dropped due to the spot Bitcoin ETF rejection concerns. I have a firm belief that that's not the only thing, and I'm going to show you things that I've been talking about in previous video breakdowns. So we're going to skip all this bull crap, this mainstream bull crap. Stop paying attention to this bull crap, okay? Remember, investors, day traders, asset managers, hedge funds, institutions that have money in this market, they're not just paying attention to this crap. They're paying attention to risk on, risk off market mood. And what did we tell you to be paying attention to in this video breakdown? The rate cut narrative fading off the table, right? We gave you this information weeks in advance on the X space, told you guys to be paying attention to this, okay? And here now, what can we see? Retail fundamentals catching up. Fed bargain potential for an additional rate hike remains on the table. We told you guys to be paying attention to this shift. We told you guys to be paying attention to the strength in the US dollar. This article just came out today, right? We've been talking about this for some time. If you've been following us here on CYPRX, you are tapped in. We told people on the X space, we told people on YouTube, pay attention. The main driver for the price appreciation and risk assets for the majority of 2023 was this rate cut narrative from central banks globally, not only the Federal Reserve, but also the ECB, the Bank of England, major central banks all over the world, right? And I said, if that rate cut narrative fades, we're going to see a pullback in stocks. We're going to see a pullback in crypto. Prepare for that because the market was most likely getting ahead of itself and being greedy. Remember, I told you guys in previous video breakdowns that the rate cut narrative were just rumors. The data does not show 100% facts that the Fed, particularly, is going to cut interest rates. They have always stated that they will be data dependent and reactive to the data, right? Richmond Federal Reserve President Thomas Barkin said on Wednesday that they are making real progress on inflation while the economy remains healthy. Barkin added that they can see the case for a soft landing developing in the data, but noted that it was not inevitable. He further explained that risks to soft landing, including delayed impact of high interest rates on credit, outside shocks, service inflation getting stuck at high levels, and demand remaining strong. That's why the potential for additional rate hikes remain on the table. That is a hawkish comment right there, right? Giving strength back to the dollar. In this video breakdown, what did we tell you guys to be paying attention to? Dollar back at 102.5, dollar back at 102.8, historical psychological levels. And now what do we see? Look at this, right? I freaking warned you guys. It's hilarious. Now, if you go compare this price action to the digital asset space, you'll notice that the crypto market topped out roughly at the same exact time that the US dollar bottomed out, right? A shift in money flow. You got to understand that. Risk on, risk off. When the dollar is increasing in value, there is an increased risk off market mood. That means investors have capital inflow coming back into the dollar and pulling profit out of riskier assets. Now, obviously, of course, this is all intraday. This is not long term. I'm not talking about what's going to happen in a year from now. I'm just trying to get you guys to see why it's important to be paying attention to this stuff and why it's important to join a community that talks about this stuff on a day-to-day basis, keeping our community updated in advance. Hopefully, you all are paying attention to the public information that we display because this could have helped you say to yourselves in the past, a couple of days ago, I'm going to wait and I'm going to see how the data comes out for the US before I start just plugging capital into this market to see if we can see a decline so I can get a better discounted entry on digital assets to buy up more units of whatever cryptocurrency I'm looking to DCA into. Why would you, at the end of the day, want 100 XRP when you could have waited until price dropped down to 56 to 57 cents and got 200 or 300 XRP just by understanding these simple fundamental principles? So I mentioned to you guys in that previous video breakdown from a couple days ago that we were going to be looking for the dollar to potentially break the 102.500 and come back up and retest the 102.8. We are almost there. We saw some mixed data from the US today, so most likely that obviously, of course, had an impact on the market today as well. The data from the US showed that the ISM manufacturing PMI came in higher than expected, so that was seen as optimistic. Meanwhile, the JOLTS jobs openings declined modestly, so we did see some mixed data. However, it seems that the ISM manufacturing PMI and the rate cut narrative fading is holding the most weight, driving the strength back to the dollar, prompting this risk-off market mood. So it's not just about the Bitcoin ETF. I told you guys, this is all mainstream crap right here. Okay, this is what's distracting the masses. 95% of people don't even understand interest rates, inflation, all of that economic data and fundamental input. They don't understand it because they don't want to take the time and just go read these articles that are free and available to each and every single one of you. Go back and read Bloomberg articles or Reuters articles that talked about why the stock market was so greedy in 2023, why the cryptocurrency market was so bullish. Aside from the Bitcoin ETF narrative that's pumping through the retail mindset right now, it was due to this rate cut narrative or a dovish Federal Reserve. Well, and I told you guys that if that sentiment changes hands at any moment in time, it's going to drive strength back to the dollar, weigh on risk assets, be prepared for that. So hopefully you guys have been paying attention. Enough of the rant, okay? This is just to show you guys the real information that we attempt to give you all. I know that it's boring. It's not entertaining. I'm not sitting here telling you guys you're going to make freaking millions of dollars. I get that. That's what most people want, okay? But that's not what most people need. Here at CYPRX, we give you what you need. Okay. Not what you want. There's a difference. And what you need is education, knowledge, information about how these markets move, risk on, risk off. So subscribe to the platform. We will continue to keep you all updated. Make sure to go follow us over on Instagram. You guys can find the link in the YouTube video description down below. We just started it. It's brand new, CYPRX Trading Official, where we're giving daily reels, daily story posts, keeping you all engaged. Let's go over to the private CYPRX community. So just to go back in time, on December 26th, you guys can see the timestamp, Tuesday, December 26th. Now, we gave the community updates prior to that, but just showing you guys the timestamp, right? This is the most recent one, December 26th, when the market was, ending the year. Everybody was happy-go-lucky. Everybody was, oh, I'm going to buy this digital asset and pump money into this market, and we're going to see Bitcoin at 100K, and everybody's euphoric and greedy. What were we doing here at CYPRX? Giving our private community dollar cost average levels that we will be implementing capital, not chasing the market, being patient and understanding how to properly put money into this market. Okay. So we were talking about AGIX, ICP, HBAR, Quant, Casper, XDC, XLM, Rose, XRP, MNW, FET, Bitcoin, Link, right? So fast forward to today, given this liquidation event that we saw, let's scroll down here in the private chat real quick, just to show you guys. Okay. So most dollar cost average levels that we gave out on December 26th were hit. We had Quant coming in at 125 bucks or below. We had FET coming in below 59 cents. We had XLM coming in below 12 cents. We had AGIX coming in below 30 cents. Excuse me, I believe it even tapped into like 28 cents, if I'm not mistaken. We had HBAR fall below our 8-cent psychological level. We also had BSV fall below our $100 range. So just showing you guys in advance, what is today? Today's the 3rd. Okay, so over a week in advance, we gave these dollar cost average levels. Remember, looking at the market now, what did this article say? Oh, the entire industry is shocked, right? Because remember, the entire industry is not paying attention to this stuff. Vast majority of retail traders are brainless, zombied idiots that don't understand how to plug capital into this market. Don't be one of them, people. I'm telling you all right now, you can literally just educate yourself and you can rise above. Please pay attention. Just go look at all the YouTubers, go look at all the thumbnails of the individuals that just say, market's going to go straight up. Market's going to go straight up. 100K, put money into the market now. Hold 100,000 of this asset and you're going to become a millionaire, right? You can go find these people that aren't educating you. They're just giving you hopium hype. They're pumping your dopamine. Don't pay attention to that stuff. Pay attention to detail. So discounted prices came into fruition. We plugged some capital into the market, albeit not a lot. However, again, just showing you guys in the private CYPRX community, keeping our team updated in advance, giving them warnings, giving them fundamental breakdowns, looking at the dollar. Again, just to give you guys a quick update, if we do see the dollar break back above the historical level of the 102.800, right? Every single time the dollar has broken above the 102.800 and held bullish above, we have had a significant increase in value in the strength of the dollar. You can go back historically, but let's just look at 2022 and 2023. Here you can see a break above the 102.8. The dollar went on a parabolic run all the way up until roughly about 14. We retraced, came back down to that significant psychological level, broke back above it. Dollar increased up to 105.8. Same thing here, broke back above it. Dollar increased to about 104.6. Same thing here. Dollar broke back above the 102.8 and increased to about the 107. So if we are on the verge of seeing optimistic data from the US and higher inflation, along with a hawkish Federal Reserve, we need to be reactive to this, because what is that most likely going to do? Prompt a risk-off market mood, further decline assets like stocks and crypto. Obviously, of course, that's excluding any type of random demand that we get for this market, like an approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF and institutions flooding into this space. You need to be reactive. That could change the entire market sentiment in the crypto space. In a previous video breakdown, I told you guys that if that happens, the crypto market's most likely going to decouple from the rest of the risk asset classes, because there's going to be temporary demand in that moment for the digital asset space, driving prices higher, right? So the macro probably won't matter, nor will the strength of the dollar in that moment. But until that happens, we need to be data dependent. We need to understand that the Federal Reserve could hike interest rates if they see a rise in inflation. These are things to be paying attention to. So be ready for this, stay attentive, be prepared. If you all want this information, these dollar cost average levels, I'm actually about to type out a couple of new dollar cost average levels to the CYPRX students now that these ones have been met. You guys can visit CYPRXtrading.com. You can subscribe to our monthly subscription program. We have a vast amount of educational PDFs breaking down fundamentals for our team, right? We have a vast amount of educational PDFs breaking down how we utilize the delta zones, right? And then on top of that, you get updated delta zones, not only in Forex and commodities, but also in digital assets. If you guys want updated delta zones on digital assets that we do not have in the chat, you guys can just message our institutional scalper and he can get them for you all. Here is the insides of our CYPRX private community. Constant information flow, constant education, keeping the community well ahead of the curve. Many blessings to you guys. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe. We do appreciate the love and the support. Hopefully keeping you guys updated. Be paying attention to the shift in narrative surrounding the Federal Reserve interest rate cut narrative, okay? Remember, what we want to see as risk asset investors is that narrative remain on the table. We want to see dollar stay below 102.8, make its way down to 98.3 for a bull market confirmation. If that changes hands, get ready for discounted prices. Take note of opportunities in the market. I know here at CYPRX, we will be, especially if the market goes even more discounted than it did today. Be prepared for that, both mentally and financially. Any blessings to you guys. None of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy digital assets, but just stay attentive to these fundamentals. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.